Hey everyone, today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Tineco Floor 1 S5 Combo Power Kit. I did receive this product to review, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product, you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Here's a nice look at the retail box and packaging. From the side, you can learn more about what's included and what the contents are that are in the box. Other side walks us through some of the key smart features for this kit. And then lastly, they walk you through some of the really neat display settings. Now let's go ahead, let's open this up and look at the contents. Box 1 is our multitasker kit. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our quick start guide walking us through assembly, maintenance, and storage. Next, we have our main soft brush roller. So soft, oh my goodness, this is awesome. Really nice. Then we have our mini power brush roller with our adjustable base. 2 extension tubes with the Tineco logo and branding. One's white, one's silver. And lastly, we have our storage base right here with the Tineco logo and branding as well. We can put some accessories there. You can see that from both sides and angles. They have the instructions for you. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the next box. Next box is our Tineco Floor 1 S5 Combo, where we can learn more about the Smart Eye Loop display, 2-in-1 design, and some of the quick features. We can see what's in the box. We have a nice list right here of all of our different smart features for this particular unit. Now let's look at the contents. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature, complete with their customer service and contact information. This walks you through everything you need to know about your new wet dry vac. This does come with a 2-year warranty. Next, we have a nice cleaning brush accessory, followed by our power adapter right here. Plugs in your wall, plugs into the charging base. Then we have our Tineco 16.9 fluid ounces of deodorizing and cleaning solution. An extra filter. We have our portable cordless handheld vacuum. That looks really nice, very cool. We also have a max indicator right there on the unit itself to know when it's full and we need to clean and empty it. We have our handle that snaps right in place to our wet dry vac, the Floor 1 S5. We have 2 accessory holders right here that install on the base. We have 1 base with the Tineco logo and branding. This will also charge our Floor 1 S5. And our power cable connects right into the very back of the unit. We have 2 of our accessories right here, a nice crevice tool and another brush and crevice 2-in-1 tool. We also have an additional cleaning brush. It's a nice soft foam roller. And pay attention to the design too. It's on the unit itself that we'll look at in a minute. But this will allow it to be able to go closer to clean your corners. And lastly, we have the unit itself. Let's go ahead, let's look at that in more detail. Here's the unit up close from the top. We have our display going over all of our different icons, everything we need to know to give us that real-time feedback while we're cleaning. This is the same piece that we remove from the portable cordless handheld vacuum. We also have our hole right here where we're gonna slot our included handle into. It just clicks right in place. Here's a look at the unit from the front. We have a nice grip handle, 2 mode buttons, our Eco and Max mode, followed by our power button. We have our dirty water tank that we can easily remove for cleaning. Follow the instructions and be sure to remove that card before use. You can see on the side too, we have our max line indicator. Up at the top, we have a removable and washable filter with additional instructions. So basically, after every use, your best bet is to go ahead, clean everything, rinse it all out, let it dry for 24 hours, then you can use it again. At the base, we have our 1 installed cleaning brush. Again, we have 2 of these included, so we have a spare. Look at that unique design. So this allows us to get closer to the corners or baseboards, things like that. Most will have something like this on both sides. So that's really unique and definitely a value add to the Tineco units. Here's a look at the side profile. Here's the other side right there. We can flip it over to the back side as well, where we have our clean water tank with instructions for use. Just fill this all the way up to the max line, add 1 cap, and you're all set and ready to go. You may notice too, we have our Wi-Fi and mute button right there. And now let me flip it over to the very bottom. You can see the brush roller from the bottom. 2 wheels there, 2 wheels on the back. Everything looks really nice. Now let's go ahead, let's get this unit set up. Setup simple and straightforward. The first thing we're gonna do is install the handle right here. This also has our auto max and power button on it. So depending on which unit we're using, that will dictate what we're doing. But just go ahead, line it up at the very top, and then it just slides gently in place. So we'll just work our way in, and there we go. It just snapped in place. So now we have the handle successfully installed, and we're ready to go ahead and charge it up. The charging base requires a little bit of installation as well. If you want to install these accessory holders, they just line up one on each side, and you just gently press them in place. Lastly, we just need to go ahead, plug in the power cord, then we can place the unit on it and it'll start charging. With the unit plugged in and charging, we have the Tineco app downloaded as well. It's a free app available for iOS and Android devices. We're gonna work on getting this unit set up with it. So once you download it, sign in or create an account, you'll be at this home screen where you can view all your devices. And we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add our device. So add smart appliance. And we can browse through the different options. So in this case, it's the hard floor cleaner. We have multiple models depending on what we're after. So in this case, this is the Floor 1 S5 combo. So let's select that. And now we need to follow the prompt, remove the appliance from the charging dock and press the switch to make sure the battery is sufficiently charged. So that's the first step. The second step is press and hold the Wi-Fi reset button for 3 seconds. Once we do, we are ready then to connect to Wi-Fi. So we have it removed. We just pressed the button. We got a voice prompt that says auto mode. Now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna hold the Wi-Fi button for a couple of seconds here.
Connecting to the network.
Got the prompt there. Now let's select connect to Wi-Fi. At this screen, you need to make sure you're connected to your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. This only supports 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. Enter your password, select next. Now we need to scan the barcode on the frame of the unit. So I found it right here. We just scanned it. We have a prompt to join. So we're connecting to the local hotspot between our wet dry vac and our phone. After it's connected there, now it's going to ask us to join our network. So it's connecting to our 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. And now it's waiting to initialize and set up the rest of the device. This just takes a couple of seconds. You'll never make it that far down. There we go. See, it just finished.
Network
now
connected.
we have successfully added it, and we can select start. We can choose to name it. We're going to leave it as it is. We have a couple videos we can watch here, walking through what we already talked about. Lots of them. So we're going to select skip. We're going to download the animation pack. Make sure that everything's up to date. Then we're going to look at the device settings. All right, so we're in the app right now looking at the Floor 1 S5 combo. First up, we can see our battery life at 64%. Our status is normal for everything here, which is great. We can also view the user guide and manual if we want. We can select this next icon, looks like a logbook. This gives us our weekly cleaning report. Obviously, ours is 0 right now. This is brand new. We're currently in the beginner mode. That'll change and progress as you get more experienced using your cleaner. But we can view our average daily duration of use in minutes and average amount of times that we clean each day, with a nice history being populated right here. And then we have a nice breakdown of severely dirty water versus mildly dirty. So it's really a smart unit. And then we have our last setting, which is our settings. We can make it silent. We can adjust the volume. We can change the name, view the manual, upgrade firmware, different voice packages. We can choose the available voices for our unit. And then we can manage our download. So from the front, you get the idea here. We can see a nice breakdown of our unit. Everything's running and the status is normal. We can view the user manual. And we can see a nice breakdown of our cleaning history and cleaning log. Now let's go ahead, let's try it out. All right, we've powered on our Tineco. We're ready to start cleaning our floors. Currently you can see 100% battery life. We're in auto mode. We can cycle to max mode if we want, and then back to auto. We'll start cleaning in the kitchen here. You can see the wet versus dry floor right there. But it's not soaking wet, just wet enough to actually clean your floors. So now we're up close to the baseboards here. On the right side of the Tineco, if you're pushing it, is where we're able to get our brush all the way up. If you can see that, there's hardly any dry area between where the floor and the baseboard meets. Check that out. Nice and snug. Now we have some crumbs and debris on the floor. Just go over them a couple of times. Things like going under the table. Around chairs and obstacles. We've got another stain on the floor right there. See if we can scrub that one out. Hey, look at that. Got it right up. It also doesn't have a problem cleaning on tile floors and surfaces as well. We got a lot of dirt, debris right at our entryway here. Picking up those leaves and scraps as well. Even with the grout and the gaps there, it's able to handle our bumpy yet flat surface. You can see the side-by-side difference of the dirty floor versus the clean, nice and slightly damp floor. Grass piece we just picked up. Now it's time to go ahead, let's put it through the ringer. So first up, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna see if it's able to clean up this broken egg. Look at that, got it all. Oh no, now we spilled tomato juice. Look at that. One pass, completely clean. Did your pet have an accident? Doesn't matter. First date not go as planned? Tineco's there for you. Kids misbehaving? Look at that. Wow. I wasn't sure about this one. That chocolate syrup's so messy. That's a lot of syrup to clean up. Yep, so it's smart enough, it's telling us right now that it wants to begin the self-cleaning cycle because all of that syrup and everything else that we've vacuumed and wet dried with this is making that brush really dirty, and it's time to clean it. We just put it on the charging base.
Please clean dirty water tank.
It wants us to clean the dirty water tank as well with a nice friendly reminder. And you can see right there, it's blinking, flashing. So let's go ahead. Let's press.
Please clean dirty water tank.
Our clean
Start self-clean.
button. Look at how chocolatey the brush is.
Cleaning brush roller.
Let's watch in real time. Oh yeah, it's getting a lot cleaner. Dirty water tank's filling up some.
Green channel.
It's definitely noticeably cleaner. Not perfect though. That chocolate syrup was really dirty. We're deep cleaning now. All right, it just finished the self-cleaning cycle. Let's look at the brush up close. So it's a lot cleaner than it was, but obviously it's still got some chocolate on it, especially here at the sides, but not bad for what we put this through. That looks really good. If you wanted to get it even cleaner, not a bad idea to take this out and just rinse it a couple of times. Maybe use some dish detergent and clean it yourself a little bit better than what it's able to do. But if you're not vacuuming up a bunch of chocolate syrup, you don't have anything to worry about. It'll look great for a while. Time to empty our dirty water here. Obviously, it's chocolate syrup colored. But you get the idea for how this is going to look. Make sure you wash this out and let it air dry for 24 hours. Now it's time to start vacuuming. Look at how good this vacuum looks. How cool is that? Again, that's the top part of our S5 that we're using for this vacuum. Very easy to assemble. Very small and compact and lightweight for a cordless vacuum. So I'm excited to try it out. Here's a quick comparison of the vacuum section of the carpet versus the unvacuumed. It makes a pretty substantial difference, gives us those nice cleaning lines, and we do have powerful suction. Again, you can use the auto mode, or if you want to use the max mode to target a specific area, you can do that. But check it out, everything looks great on carpet. Now we have the mini brush roller installed. Let's try it out here on the steps. Now we're coming back through with our crevice tool. Now we have the brush attachment installed. I like to use this kind of like a power duster to get some of those hard to reach areas, maybe corners of the ceiling, things like that where cobwebs and dust collect. So we finished our first clean. Here's a look at the dust bin. Ours is already close to that max fill line. A lot of pet hair here, a lot of crumbs as well, things you'd find around the house as you would expect. So if you have pets or kids like I do, you can expect very similar cleaning results. So now using our vacuum gauge right here, we can test the suction a little bit less than 60. For reference, I have the Tineco S11 here. Let's go ahead, let's see the results that this vacuum gets. And look at that, we're right at about 80. So there's a lot to love about this kit. It's definitely the complete package. Keep in mind the S5 is really the core of this bundle. Then they throw in a couple of parts and pieces to make this a working handheld cordless vacuum. Will this replace your primary cordless vacuum? Chances are it won't, but it's a great supplement if you don't have a lot of carpet and you want to have something to touch up the areas where your wet dry vac won't go. Rugs, carpet, maybe in between your couch cushions, things like that. That's where this vacuum's really going to excel. If you plan to use this vacuum to cover 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, things like that are all carpet, you're better off probably getting a dedicated cordless vacuum for that cause. This is for somebody that has a house that primarily has hard floors and surfaces where you're going to see the most benefit out of using the wet dry vac. I'm telling you, once you use a wet dry vac, you'll be hard pressed to ever go back to life without one. Now, with all that being said, there are a couple improvements I want to see made to this kit in the future. The first one is this should definitely have some LED lights built into the main brush roller. That's a miss in my book. They can easily correct that in future versions. The second thing is I really like how some Tineco vacs and their wet dry vacs have that blue ring that give you the real-time, dirt, dust indicator. I would love to see that added to this unit as well for vacuuming. That would be really, really a nice touch. But overall, it's a complete kit. View this as just kind of a bonus accessory item. You don't have to buy a dedicated cordless vac if you don't have that many carpeted areas and things around your house. You'll appreciate that this is going to be good enough.